Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are doing good. So, this is our first lecture on Introduction to Statistics. Um, so, the book I'm using is Introductory Statistics by Neil Avies. The nature of statistics is our first chapter. Um, First section is Statistics Basics. So, what is descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics consist of methods for organizing and summarizing data, and it includes the construction of graphs, charts, and tables, and the calculation of various descriptive measures such as mean, standard deviation, percentiles. So we need to understand two main definition. First one is population, and other one is sample. Population is what? The collection of all individuals or items under consideration in a statistical study. Whereas sample is that part of the population from which information is obtained. So basically, sample is a part of population. Okay. Inferential statistics. Inferential statistics is a branch of statistics, um, which is used to analyze the information obtained from a sample to make inferences about the entire population. So here you can see the relation between population and sample. You can see four samples, and these samples are drawn from the original population. This table here indicates the descriptive summary of the data. Here, no inference is made. Okay, another concept is simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is a procedure for which each possible sample of a given size is likely to be the one obtained. And simple random sample is simply a sample which is obtained by using simple random sampling. And there are two types of simple random sampling. One is sampling with replacement, and other is sampling without replacement. In sampling with replacement, one member can be selected more than once, where in sampling without replacement, one member is selected only one time. Okay, this was our chapter one for descriptive statistics. Let's move on to the second chapter. Name is organizing data. And in this, our first section is variables and data. So what is a variable? Variable is simply a characteristics that varies from one person to another. And in variable, we have four types of variables. Number one is qualitative, which is non-numeric value variable. Quantitative, quantitative variable is numerically valued variable. And discrete variable in which there is only finite number of possible values. And continuous is a variable whose possible values form some interval of numbers. This chart clearly shows the different types of variables, and here you can see quantitative variable is divided into two other sections. These are also the definitions for data. Now let's move on to organizing qualitative data. So qualitative data can be organized using frequency distribution, which lists listing values and their frequencies. And this is a procedure for constructing a frequency distribution. You list distinct values in the first column of the table, and then in the second column you mark tally for each observation that lies in that specific value, and then you count the tallies and record what frequencies. Here is an example of party affiliation data of the students, in which we have three listing values, or we can say three classes: Democratic, Republican, and other. So let's see what we have done. You can see here first column, then second is tally, and third is frequency. And using this, we can also construct relative frequency distribution. For this, we just have to divide each frequency by the total number of frequencies. Here is what it's saying. We can see here original frequency was 13 and we divided by the total number of frequencies, which is 40. So we get 0.325. Another way of organizing qualitative data is using a pie chart. Here's are the steps for constructing a pie chart. This is the same party affiliation data organized using a pie chart. A bar chart can also be used. Here are the steps. This is the bar chart for our party inflation data. Now, we will discuss how to organize quantitative data. For example, we have this data of number of TV sets in a 50 randomly selected household. So we first constructed the frequency distribution, and another column we created for relative frequency. This is another data set for short-term investments days to maturity. So we had large number of observations. So this is how you construct a frequency and relative frequency distribution. These are the different grouping methods used for constructing frequency distribution for quantitative data. And we can also use histogram for organizing quantitative data. These are the steps for constructing a histogram. This one here is the frequency histogram, and the one on the right is for relative frequency histogram. This is the same for days to maturity data. This is for rate of individuals. Now our next section is distribution shapes. So what is a distribution? Distribution is a table, graph, or formula that provides the values of the observations and how often they occur. And some examples are unimodal, bimodal, and multimodal. In unimodal, there is where one peak. In bimodal, there are two, and multimodal, there can be more than two. These are examples of symmetric distribution. Symmetric means that they can be split into two equal proportions. These are example of right skewed and a left skewed distribution. This one here is you can see a reverse J.